Hello there, this is Veronica Valley. I am here today to talk about sober truth bombs. So just give me a second. I'm just going to get this set up on, this is Veronica Valley. On all of the right social media things that I have to do. Share, okay. And then let's go live on Instagram, and then we should all be set. So I'm going to be doing 10 days. Checking connection. Yay, we're now live. Okay, hey, people on Instagram. Okay, so this is the first day, day one of 10 sober truth bombs. Now, what are truth bombs? Truth bombs are, sober truth bombs, are the 10 things that I have learned in my sobriety that are just really kind of life-changing. When you get this stuff, when you realize what these 10 sober truth bombs are and how they can change your life, they're just, we can't not have them. But they can be pretty like, whoa, really? There was a lot of them that I was like, I don't know if I want to look at that stuff. I don't know if I want to change things in that way. So I'm going to talk you through all of them over the next 10 days. So if you check out my video on Instagram or my Facebook page or Facebook group, every day for 10 days, you will learn a new sober truth bomb. Today's sober truth bomb is this: we teach other people how to treat us. So this is a truth that I learned way back, and it was just, truth bombs just make you stop in your tracks. They just make you go, what so when I heard that, it took a while for me to absorb it. I had to kind of like sit with that one for a while, because what truth bombs do is they completely reverse what we thought we know. They just completely spin things differently. Truth bombs are about changing our mindset. And we've got to change our mindset if we want to stay A, sober long term, B, have freaking amazing sobriety. We did not get sober to struggle and be bored and stay away from a drink one day at a time. We just did not get sober to do those things. We got sober to fulfill our potential, to be the best version of ourselves, and to have an incredible life. But to do that, we have to change our mindset. So we teach other people how to treat us. So what that's about is all change has to start with us. It really just has to start with ourselves. We can't change what's going on with other people or any of that kind of stuff. We've got to start with us. And I want to be really clear here. This is where we get our power back. And it's very much about having access to our power and feeling empowered, and that we're not at the mercy of what other people are doing or thinking or saying or any of that kind of stuff. So when it comes back to us, you know, I can do something about me. I can't do something about you. So this is how we get our power back. Now, we teach, excuse me, I've got a cold. Hopefully I'll get through this without losing my voice. We teach other people how to treat us. In many ways, that's very much about boundaries. You'll hear me talk about this again and again and again and again. Boundaries keep the good in and the bad out. But most people are really bad at boundaries. Most people who have an alcohol use disorder of some kind are terrible at boundaries. And you cannot have a happy, fulfilling life, doesn't matter who you are, without boundaries. Your boundaries need to be cast iron. And that is a process. It is learning how to have really good boundaries is something that it takes time. It just takes time. We learn to have boundaries from our families of origin, and most of us come from families that didn't have very good boundaries. First of all, it's how our families treated us. Like, were they invasive? Did they respect our boundaries? But also what we witnessed, our parents, what their boundaries were like with themselves and with other people. That's how we learn stuff. And I'm going to guess, like, my family probably didn't come from a family that taught you great boundaries. So this is something we have to learn. when we're adults, and it's something that we have to then we get sober. And it's one of the few things you have to get good at this. You have to. I teach this a lot in the work that I do, very specifically how to have boundaries, how your yes can mean yes and your no can mean no is one of the places you can start. How to deal with difficult people, how to deal with toxic people, all of that kind of stuff is stuff that I teach a lot in all of my programs. So let's talk about communication. Because when we teach other people how to treat us, we are communicating all the time through our words, our actions, our deeds, our body language to people. We are communicating. What are you communicating? Body language, all of that kind of stuff is huge. So when we feel that people take advantage of us or manipulate us or treat us badly, more often than not, we have taught them that it is okay to do so. Now, I had an interesting conversation with a girlfriend of mine on the phone today. And there's a guy that she's been dating that she likes, but he's just been really flaky in his communication. And, you know, first of all, he was messaging and calling her and being attentive, and that was great. And now he isn't so much. And we spoke today, and she said, I just don't know what to do. I have this real feeling in my gut that something's not okay. And we're meant to see each other tonight, and I just don't know if I want to. And I said to her, you know, one of the things that I really, really regret, and I wish I could go back and change in time, is when I was dating and I had that feeling that this wasn't working out, or, you know, what that kind of thing that happens, the spark wasn't there anymore, whatever it is. But I would hold on to the bitter end because I so much wanted the guy to like me. And my mindset was, I was leaving it up to him. I was leaving it up to him to decide whether to continue or not, whether he liked me enough or not. And what I wish I could go back to change was when I saw and experienced that this really didn't feel right, that the communication wasn't right, that there and then I'd said, you know what? It's been great to meet you and spend time with you, but I don't think this is going to work out for us. Instead of waiting for the other person to make that decision for me. That's teaching other people how to treat us. When we empower ourselves, when we teach other people how we want to be treated, it's when someone is behaving in a way that's just not acceptable. It's about saying, no, thank you. Sorry, no, done. Not for me. Or and this can be in romantic relationships, or it can be with friendships or with family members. And again, it doesn't have to be said, say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. I teach that a lot. I've got loads of videos on that, by the way. You have to look for them. That's a boundary. So how we say it is really, 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 really important. But it's really vital that we take our power back and we teach people what is acceptable and what is unacceptable with us. It was interesting, my conversation with my friend today, I said the only time I did that was in the relationship I was in before I met my husband. And it was a huge epiphany and turning point for me, where the relationship was deteriorating, and my usual thing was to hang on to the bitter end till the guy decided whether he wanted to be with me or not. And I didn't do it this time. I called time on it. I said, I think we're done. And it was like this massive revelation for me. And I could see his reaction. It was like, wow. And it was kind of sad and difficult, but oh my God, what a rush. I just felt amazing. And then about a month later, I met my husband. So there's something, it feeds our self-esteem. It feeds our well-being. It feeds our power. So I want you guys to think about, how are you teaching other people to treat you? What are you putting up with? What are you saying is okay when it's not okay? This isn't about being a bitch. This isn't about ordering people or telling people what to do. This is about simply having boundaries about what's acceptable to you and what's not acceptable to you. I do this with flaky people. Flaky people always canceling. I just don't invest in that. Like, sure, if you want to turn up for a cup of tea at 5 p.m., great, but I'm not going to rearrange my schedule to make that happen, because you've taught me that you are flaky, and I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to listen to that, and I'm going to expect that to happen. That's another thing that's really important. Is one of the things that we do is other people have taught us how they are, and they've taught us that they're flaky or manipulative or difficult or whatever it is. But we keep expecting them to be different for some reason. Like maybe today she will come at 5 just as we planned and not be 35 minutes late like she normally is, or whatever. Other people are teaching you as well about how you can treat them. So if you're going to be flaky with me, I'm not going to maybe cut you out of my life, but I'm also not going to invest a whole lot of time because you've taught me that you don't respect mine. So I have a 4-month group coaching program starting in August. At the end of August, it's for women only, and it's a very small group. It's going to consist of group sessions and personal sessions with me, and we're going to be working on all of this. If you are interested in joining, I invite you to book a call so we can talk about getting you signed up. Link is in the description or in my bio on Instagram. Please join me for the next 9 days while I talk you through the other 10 sober truth bombs. You're going to want to know all of this stuff. It is vital. I want to say to your recovery and your sobriety and your awesomeness, but you know what? This stuff is vital for everybody. It's stuff that everybody needs to know. So thanks for joining me today, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.